Good morning. We're back on the old record today. Welding in some tubing, little pieces here to just basically scrap. This size is hard for me to come by. Anyway, the arms. We'll go in here and set there like that. Just something to kind of insignificant, but needs to be built before you get much further with the bed. Got one on the other side too. Got to trim this one off. Got the speed sensor wire plugged on and run up through here. I just got to make it connection to the truck wiring harness where we stretch the frame. Got this freewheel loose and operating, and it was hell. Had to heat and pound and cut a hole in the end of the winch here to beat on the lug inside, take the plug out and beat it back and forth and heat it. It was a pretty rough job. Took all afternoon. I didn't have time to film it, but that's where we're at. And probably going to go ahead and weld the mount in here for the I already got it made for the drive shaft carrier bearing to set. And we're going to go ahead and cut these pieces here today to go here and back there and get those welded in. So that's what we're doing. I hope to get some of this accomplished today. The weather's good, but I'm not feeling it really, so may get something accomplished, may not, but we're going to work at it. Do have the grids operational. I've greased and oiled and pounded them back and forth, and anyway, they're getting loosened up where I can use them. I don't know what else. I think that's about it. I got a little bit of torch work to do. I want to blow this weld off of here and cut the old license plate bracket and light off. I'm gonna put something up there. We're getting to the point where I still don't have the drive shaft. That's a different story, but getting impatient with that. But if I had the drive shaft, I don't want to put this bed all on here and put the decking on and then have to crawl underneath and do this drive shaft crap. So I'll wait on the guy, but we might go ahead and build like the driver's side of the bed and start building the framing for the toolboxes. But also I could work on the cab corners. They need to be ground out and redone, and this junk here, and you got Bondo's cracked. I think this truck was rolled over one time and they put a top on it. Just there's Bondo on both sides here. You can see this truck was never white, but that's, for whatever reason, that's white and it's paint, it's not primer. So I believe this top's off another truck. Either something's fell on it or they've rolled it over. Doesn't have a salvage title, but don't mean anything around here. So we'll get after this, and I mean, I can make a handle for that freewheel, and there's a lot of things I can do. I can go ahead and finish up some of the wiring. I mean, but there's a bunch of welding. You know, this piece here needs to be put in, and the piece to the back. Probably won't put anything from here to here, and there will be a cross member across the frame here, right above the. It'll go right above the carrier bearing, and the carrier bearing will be braced from that. Is where the carrier bearing lays in this truck. You can't get a cross member all the way across the frame like this one. The carrier bearing lays in front of it. That's where we stretched the truck. It just worked out that way. So I got a plate to weld in there, and we'll gusset that all up and weld a cross member straight across here from one side of the frame to the other, and weld a substantial gusset down to that. I should hold that without any problem. Then that's about it, I think. Then we can start putting the body on this thing and, you know, doing some of the fun stuff, getting it ready to paint, all that. But rear end's in it. I did hook the brake lines up yesterday, and me and my little girl bled them. So it's got good brakes on it. Still need to get brake pads. I had some trouble finding them. I got kind of impatient with that and just put that on hold. I mean, there's enough brake pad on there you could run it for a little while. They need replaced, but you know, I get impatient with these people and they can't find something that's at a parts store, and it's not their fault because I didn't know exactly what the rear end come out at. The guy told me it was an 06 and he told me it was an 04. I looked up the ad, it said 04. He says E350, but from what I can tell, it's a E450 frame or rear axle from what I found. So we'll go back to the parts store with that information. Maybe they can do something with it. But we're making some progress, and the weather's good, so it's starting to come together. It doesn't look like it, but it will. Once you start putting the sides on it, it'll kind of come together quickly. All this little trinkety crap takes time, and you didn't really work all day and can't really see where you did a whole lot. I did use the Reese hitch with that receiver in it the other day to break a tire down, so it makes a pretty good bead breaker. But other than that, I haven't towed anything with it yet. I have lifted a few things with it, but that's where we're at. And thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I'll go ahead and see if I can get something done. So have a good day.